Well, good morning. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Give you a warning just in case you hear all sorts of ruckus. That might mean Aubrey pulled up to pick up Apollo. So we'll see how the two dogs get along during this, and we might come get a greeting here in a little bit. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week. To this point, looking like we've got quite a bit of rain coming this direction. We need it, so we'll see what happens, but be safe out there regardless. Continue to be in prayer, Vacation Bible School on Saturday, and really praying the Lord will use that in the lives of the young people to encourage them and be a challenge to them. Love to see some saved, and so we're praying that way and ask you to do the same. Let's get into our study in Proverbs chapter number 4. Really, it's kind of a lengthy chapter that's going to put a great emphasis on the path that I choose. And the decisions that I make will determine the road I travel. That's one of the things I really want to kind of drive home in Proverbs chapter 4. The decisions I make will determine the road that I travel. And so here's the reality then, that if I give very little consideration to the decisions that I'm making and only do whatever maybe feels good in the moment, I'm inevitably going to end up on the wrong path. And so there's a lot of instruction that is found for us in Proverbs chapter 4 about the path that we're on. And be assured that regardless of whether it's the right path or the wrong path, I promise you that you are on a path, and you need to take a good look and see where you are, where your priorities are, and be sure that things are right. And sometimes there are some adjustments that need to be made. I remember hearing an illustration a while ago of a person driving down the road, and we do this subconsciously without really any thought about it, but even if it's on an extremely straight section of road, we still are making slight adjustments with our hands to be sure that our vehicle is properly centered in the lane and so forth. And so there's a reality that these slight adjustments for us during life are, I think, very crucial. And sometimes it's just a matter of just a little adjustment. Other times it's a matter of turning around and getting back on the right road. But we need to be paying attention to that. And part of that is going to come with how we receive instruction. And there's a lot here in these first 9 verses of chapter 4. And I kind of want to cover that whole section. I know it's longer than I normally try to cover in this forum, but it's somewhat of a personal sketch too of what his life was. So he begins in verse number 1. Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. Now, a very similar concept is going to be stated down in verse 10. That's why I chose the break there. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, in the years of thy life shall be many. Okay, so here's a father who is addressing his son. Assuming this is Solomon, then it's David who is addressing him. And I think that's probably an accurate conclusion, but doesn't matter either. So here's a father who is taking his son, and he is sitting him down and giving him instruction. And there's a sense in which, listen, son, you need to listen. I give you good doctrine. I'm giving you good teaching. Forsake ye not my law. Don't abandon what I'm saying. There has to be, if we're ever going to be on the right path, there has to be a willingness to receive instruction. There's a lot that can be said about a person based upon his attitude towards instruction, uh, based upon how he receives correction, how he handles these things. There's much that can be learned about a person. And if you are one that can't be corrected, or you can't be told anything, you know everything, you need to learn some things, because life is going to be pretty difficult, to be quite honest with you. And there are some realities about this that we need to be willing to sit there and listen. He goes on now, he gives kind of some personal background. He says, For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live. So what we're seeing now in this section is an impact that is going to be made by this individual. And so his father has taught him lessons, and it is instructive to him, and it's made an impact on him. He goes on and he says, the part of this instruction, verse 4, let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. And it's really, it's saying, look, this is where I was. This is what I was told. And I'm passing this on now to you in the next generation. And we have got a cultural issue here. This concept is not at all a popular idea. And the older generation, they don't know anything, and we just want to blaze our new path. And my goodness, we see it in every aspect. We see it in the wickedness of our society. We see this in the push for certain political systems. And I don't want to turn this into a political show, but I'm going to say that the push for the communism/socialism is an agenda that we'd better step up and avoid, because that'll destroy us, what little bit we've got, and we need to be careful about this. There's some realities about these things, though. He goes on, he says in verse 5, to get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. You got all these phrases that are all suggesting much the same thing. Don't let go of it. Go after it, get it, retain it, hold on to it. Don't let go of it. Listen, don't abandon it, don't forsake it. It goes on in verse 6, forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Listen, why do you think all these sayings are saying the same thing? Well, the reality is we have a tendency to forget. We have a tendency to abandon these things. We have a tendency to do exactly what we know we should not be doing. I find verse 7 to be a very insightful verse. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. There's an evaluation to wisdom. We're not talking about knowledge, though I don't think you can separate knowledge from wisdom, but that wisdom is going to be that skill that is necessary to make practical decisions and right decisions in life. Therefore, get wisdom. It's something that's valuable. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Verse 8, exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. She shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. All the value of what this is going to do. But listen, I can't experience verses 8 and 9 if I don't pursue verse number 7. And I'm not going to pursue verse 7 if I don't retain the instruction from verses 2 through 6. And so really 3 through 6. The point is that all of these things are intricately connected. And so how I receive instruction is a really good indicator of where I am spiritually. What I value is another good indicator of where I am spiritually. If I learn to receive instruction and if I learn to pursue wisdom, what I'm going to find is that after time, in the end, these things are going to exalt, and these things are going to bring honor and give life. And so if I choose to go the opposite direction, though, well, then there's some realities about this and that are going to be very punishing and very hurtful. And so let me come back to, again, the same concept as I started with a little bit earlier on. The decisions that I make determine the road that I travel. Let's be sure that the decisions that I'm making are putting me on the right path. And if they're not, let's turn around. All right. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great day today. God bless you guys, Lord willing. I'll see you tonight, Psalm 103. And y'all take care of yourselves. Take care. God bless.